Hello and welcome to History Channel. In today's program, we're going to investigate the controversial question of how India achieved its independence in 1947. Was it Gandhi who led his people to freedom, or was it the rise of nationalism that led India to its independence? Stay tuned and find out the answer. But first, India's history in 25 seconds.
So the British first set ground in the country in 1612, and after that they just gained more and more power until they had control over all of India. Well, the Indians didn't like the British people that much and asked them to leave, but they didn't, so they were like fighting and stuff. But then finally the British said, okay, you can have your country, and divided India into two, and just kind of left. Oh, and that was in 1947, by the way.
First theory.
Some men change their times.
Who the hell is he?
One man changed the world for all time. Gandhi.
Well, India achieved independence as a result of Mahatma Gandhi's strong leadership. Gandhi was a member of the independence movement and preached non-violent and non-cooperation resistance against Britain. The British government promised that India would gain independence as soon as the Second World War had finished. However, soon the Indians realized that the British had no intentions of fulfilling this promise. This led to the preparation of Gandhi's and the Congress's Quit India movement in 1942. Britain responded to this movement by arresting 100,000 Indians, including almost the entire Congress leadership, and among them Gandhi himself. Still, the movement continued. Gandhi made the independence for India possible by uniting India in its fight for independence and personally confronting the British. Unfortunately, Gandhi was assassinated in early 1948 by an Indian extremist. However, his values and philosophy still influence India today.
Second theory.
India achieved its independence in 1947 because of the rise of Indian nationalism. Already, during the 19th century, a desire for freedom arose among the educated Indians as they began to realize the full extent of the British exploitation of their resources. Indians were during this period denied equal job opportunities, and the British government imposed unjust taxes on the farmers. But the Indians were not only exploited, they were actually considered as an inferior race by the British. Nationalistic feelings grew more as the British Raj implemented several acts of inventions which attempted to restrict the rights of Indians and therefore control the growing public unrest. But it was actually not until 1942, when the Congress launched Quit India movement, that the Indians really showed their unified national demand for complete independence. Even though the Quit India movement died within a week, nationalistic rebel groups continued to demonstrate, often using violence. Britain realized that they could not control this firm patriotic feeling among the population, and as a result, India achieved independence.
And now over to the Swedish historian Anders S. Nilsson, who will lead an assembly of experts in a debate on this topic.
Hey and welcome to this interesting debate. The red side will be debating for the theory of rise of nationalism, and the blue side will be debating for the Gandhi theory. Let's get started.
It is crystal clear that it was the rise of nationalism that achieved India's independence. I mean, nationalistic feelings had been rising for almost a century, and by 1947 the whole Indian population was altogether determined to gain freedom. The British, they could not control this national unrest, and that is why they left.
Are you out of your mind? You have no clue what you're talking about. It's obvious it was Gandhi who made the independence possible by uniting India with his non-violent fight for freedom and by personally confronting the British.
Yes, sure, Gandhi was an important leader, but don't you understand that no single individual could be said to have achieved India's independence all alone? If Gandhi wouldn't have existed, there would of course have been other leaders who would have taken his place.
You have a point, but your theory fails completely to explain why Britain left in a hurry and why they left exactly 1947. I mean, like you said yourself, the national desire for independence had been growing for like a century by then. It is evident that it was thanks to Gandhi that India achieved independence in exactly 1947.
Time's up! And now, the exciting part. All historians in the audience, press your Mentometer buttons. Blue for Gandhi and red for nationalism. and the rise of nationalism is the winner!
Thanks for watching. See you next week.